What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid, and we have some exciting news today. Well, exciting depending on who you actually ask anyway. So, as you all know, the Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary is coming up. And it is now being announced that Square Enix will actually be doing a stream on June 16th. Now, this stream is going to be an announcement reveal stream, like they've already confirmed that. Tetsuya Nomura has confirmed that already. And what we're going to do in a minute, we are going to look over, like I'm going to change the screen, we're going to look at the actual news article. I'm going to be using Eurogamer just for the sake of this video, but if you want to see, you know, all the different sources and pick your own, all you got to do, you know, search FF7 25th anniversary and then filter like last 24 hours. And you can just pick whichever news site you actually want to get the source from. So, what is actually happening? Well, don't get your hopes up too high, unfortunately. And the main reason for that is, even though it is a Square Enix Final Fantasy announcement stream from Square Enix, it's only going to be 10 minutes long. Now, it will be available on YouTube and on Twitch, apparently, but again, only 10 minutes long. So, what can we actually realistically expect from this? Will we get any Final Fantasy VII Part 2 news? Will we get any, you know, First Soldier news and things like that? Will we get any other title news? Probably not too much, to be honest. And let's just, I tell you what, let's actually just take a look at the actual website and then we can discuss things broken down, so to speak. So let's just quickly change over. And there we go. So, as I mentioned, I'm using Eurogamer for the sake of this video, but if you want, you know, just type in Google FF7 25th anniversary, filter by last 24 hours, and then pick your poison. There's literally hundreds of websites with all this information on. So, let's take a look, shall we? So, Square Enix will present a Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary stream next week on 16th of June at 11 PM UK time. Now, I'm not quite sure what that is in like PST and all things like that, but that is typically, you know, like kind of normal for these events. It is always late UK time. So I'd imagine it's probably going to be like somewhere around maybe 5 or 6 PM PST. I don't know, it's a little bit of a guess, but I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to find that out anyway. Now, again, it is the 16th of June, so that is next Thursday. So, well, I suppose it depends on when you're watching this video. Thursday coming up, this is when the event will be. So, not too long to go. There's only 6 days to go for this actual event. So, hopefully, you know, we'll all be waiting and ready for it. So the celebration marks the anniversary of the PS1 JRPG's release in 1997 and will be shown on YouTube and Twitch. It's just 10 minutes and promises a first look at all the information surrounding the 25th anniversary of FF7. And then, of course, fans are hopeful that Final Fantasy Remake Part 2 will be shown in some capacity, though it's likely still a long way off. More likely is an update on mobile, Battle Royale The First Soldier, and mobile remake of the original Ever Crisis. Perhaps there'll be some surprises too. What are you hoping to see? Now, that's pretty much what all the articles are saying, that like this is really the only details we actually have for this event so far. So let's actually touch on, you know, what we can realistically and reasonably expect. So, obviously, with it being 10 minutes long, it's only 10 minutes. So, what can you actually realistically do in 10 minutes? Well, aside from the fact you could probably actually get a couple of trailers off, you are probably also going to have, you know, a little bit of talking or a little bit of fluff in it. So I think the 10-minute mark isn't really the focus here. Instead, what should be the focus is what can they squeeze into that? Because 10 minutes, depending on how you look at it, could either be a lot or next to nothing. So let's look at the 3 likely suspects that will be at this event, which again are actually noted in this Eurogamer article. So there's obviously Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. Like there's obviously that. Will we see something there? Maybe. There's also going to be the Ever Crisis and First Soldier. Now, First Soldier, honestly, highly likely to be there, to be fair. It's a mobile game, it's full of microtransactions. They're going to want to plug the shit out of that. So I do expect to see something. Maybe just like a short 2-minute trailer or something like that for it. But that's my expectations. We are probably going to see that. If anything, that might even be what they start the stream with, to be honest. With regards to Ever Crisis, I'm unsure. I'm unsure on that. Obviously, we've not really seen anything about that for a little while now. So maybe. I do think that they should probably get it like back in front of you know, players and viewers' attention. So I think that it would be a smart idea for them to show something about that off. Whether they will or not is kind of anybody's guess. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little hit or miss with that one. So, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake. And specifically, we're actually going to be talking about the Remake Part 1 and about Part 2. Because we know Part 1 is already released on PS4, PS5. I think it's on PC now. Is that actually come out on Epic yet, or is that not released just yet? Hang on, let's see. No, it does seem to be. Okay, so it is out on Epic Games now. So it is already out on PC. Now, will they bring that to another platform? I mean, probably not, to be honest. Like, will they bring it to Xbox? I don't know. I'm a little sus on if they'll do that or not. Because I think if they were going to bring it to Xbox, they probably would have done it already. Obviously, you know, it is available for PlayStation, well, PS4, PS5, and then also it's on Epic Games Store. So will they actually port it to Xbox? Like it would give them more revenue. It would give them more revenue. But what would they actually be able to show for it? You know, what would they actually be able to show? So I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking that if they are going to be bringing this to Xbox, they might do a little trailer for it. You know, maybe just like a quick 1-2-minute trailer, you know, just like a couple of the characters running around, a little bit of the areas and so on and so forth. And then right at the end, just something like, coming to Xbox in 2022 or 2023. You know what I mean? I do think that is a possibility. Obviously, there's nothing hinted at, there's nothing confirmed. That is literally just a theory of mine. But it would make more sense for them to get it out on another platform, just because then it gives them more revenue, and we all know Square loves their revenue, don't they? But no, I think the big elephant here is going to be Remake Part 2. And this is where things get really, really tricky now. And the reason that things actually get a little bit tricky here is it's obviously been a while since FF7 Remake actually launched. Like, it originally launched in 2020. So it has been 2 years now, and when it comes to Part 2, we've heard nothing about that. Obviously, we got integrated with the Yuffie DLC, which, personally, I think should have been in the base game anyway, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. So we did get that. Other than that, though, we've had no information. We've had no information. Not even like a little drip feed, a couple of screenshots, absolutely nothing. It's been radio silence from Square with regards to Part 2. Now, this is nothing new for any project that Nomura is in charge of. This is very, very normal for him, to be honest. He just works to his own schedule, basically. So like, just look at the fun that FF15 had. So what can we realistically expect for Part 2? Will we get a trailer? It's gonna be hard to say. Like, it's going to be hard to say. What I think we would get if there is a trailer is more an area. You know, like we might see a few areas of the game, maybe running around an area, something like that. maybe a fight against something. But realistically, that's probably the most we're going to get. We're not going to get like any proper gameplay trailer or anything like that, I don't think, because it's too early. There's not been enough announcements for it. And typically, you know, it is always a visual trailer that comes first in this situation. As for the length of such a trailer, I don't know. I would again assume maybe 1 to 2 minutes, because obviously the stream is only going to be 10 minutes long, so they aren't just going to have, you know, a full 10-minute trailer for part 2. That's not going to happen. They're going to try and squeeze as many announcements in as they possibly can. So I do think maybe something like, you know, just a quick 1-2 minute look at some of the new areas that we'll be visiting in part 2. Will we get a release date? No. That's, in my opinion, that's not going to happen. Like, we've had no information whatsoever about part 2. So for them to release, like, a release date for the very first thing we hear about the game, that's not going to happen, I don't think. At least, that's never happened realistically for a AAA game like this. Normally, we see something about it first. So I don't think we're going to get a release date or anything like that, unfortunately. Again, you know, probably just an area, a look at the new characters. Like, we're probably going to see, we might see a little bit of Vincent, I don't know, we might see some Gold Saucer, but I am expecting it just to be an area showcase, and then, you know, maybe just some information like, oh, you know, another reveal at TGS down in, you know, I think it's normally November TGS is, which is Tokyo Game Show, because Square do typically like revealing information at TGS. Obviously, TGS is a Japanese event, Square are a Japanese company, so it does stand to reason that they do like releasing a lot of their info there. But even though it is a Final Fantasy reveal, that doesn't mean to say it's only going to be Final Fantasy that is being revealed at this event. And the reason I say that is, obviously it is Square Enix. They do a lot of, you know, in-house collaborations. And with it being the Final Fantasy VII anniversary, what else could they potentially show off? Well, there's Kingdom Hearts 4. They could show off maybe some correlation to FF7 in Kingdom Hearts 4. Maybe just show Cloud in it or something like that, or Sephiroth in it. 2 long-standing characters that appear in most of them, other than Kingdom Hearts 3 for some random reason. But yeah, so there could be something like that. Honestly, though, that's very unlikely in my opinion. I don't think we're going to see anything about Kingdom Hearts 4 there. Final Fantasy XIV, there might be a collaboration there. That one, I would say, is possible. You know, that one's 50-50. Final Fantasy XIV does do a lot of collaborations with other FF titles, so that one is a possibility. Whether we will say anything about it, I don't know. That one's going to be a little up in the air as well. The more likely suspects, I think, will be along the lines of the mobile titles. So something like Brave Exodus and that, where they're going to have some, you know, just some FF7 collaboration, new character cards or something like that. That one is going to be the more likely suspect. And for anyone who's hoping for FF16, probably not. Probably not, to be honest. That was only shown off to State of Play just, you know, last week. So I really don't think we're actually going to see anything about that there either. But though, everybody, that is going to be it for all of this news. Let me know down in the comments what you think is going to be shown at the stream. And are you excited? Are you not getting your hopes up? Or are you just at this point, you know? Let me know down below and we'll have a conversation in the comments about it. As always, everybody, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and smash that like button and make sure you leave that comment down below as well. And if anybody new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more content. As always, everybody, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.